Hello, my name is Fiza Khan. I am a BTech Computer Science student MIT Moradabad. In this video, I am sharing some knowledge about the edge computing by my presentation. In edge computing, before the edge computing, I am learning the cloud computing. Cloud computing is a distributed technology which delivers hosted services over the internet to provide easy access scalable IT services. Here the diagrams: application, platform, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, application as a service, software as a service is a major types of cloud computing. Cloud computing is a there's some problem. Latency, bandwidth, security, and lack of offline access can be the problematic in cloud computing. So we solve those problems. User need robust, secure, intelligence on-premises infrastructure for edge computing. So edge computing information can shared quickly, securely, and without latency. Edge computing, any computing and network resources along the path between the data source and the centers. Edge computing is the edge between the cloud and the data source. Cloud edge computing is basically means edge computing optimize the internet devices and web application by bringing computer closer to the source of the data. This minimize the need of long distance communication between the client and the server, which reduce latency and the bandwidth usage. Edge computing has edge computing diagram. Edge computing is a big data processing, business logic. Cloud is a big data processing and business logic, data warehouse. And the edge is the real time processing at the source on the on premises, data visualization, data analytics, data caching, buffering, data filtering, optimization, and machine to machine communication. And the end user is a sensors and controller. Here's a diagram we use in IoT. Edge computing use in IoT field in edge computing. When you consider this two hand technology, think about the way you use your hands. Two hands, you will use one hand is a cloud computing, this is a edge, and the other hand is a cloud, and you quickly see how a certain workload your edge hands will play a more prominent roles, while in other hand situation the cloud takes a lead position. And there will be the times when the both hands are needed in equal measures. Scenarios In these scenarios in which edge will be dominated include a need of low latency, or the where there is a bandwidth of constraints. And here is a edge computing characteristics: geographical distribution, scalable, autonomous, and distributed. Edge computing is contextual and low latency, real time interaction. Heterogeneous edge computing architecture. What is edge computing architecture? Edge computing architecture helps by moving application and the data source data closer to the user. Here's data close to the user. As the distributed IT architecture, edge computing aims to meet end user demands and exceptions for quicker response times for processing data closer. Because edge computing we use to improve the reliability, faster response time, and user is close to the edge where is the data is close to the user and user. It between is working in the middleware between the cloud and the customer. Here is a diagram of the edge computing architecture. Edge computing architectures: data sources means sensor, databases, event sources, machine logs, click streams, social media. Intelligence means machine learning algorithms. Algorithm used in cloud is a machine learning working on the learning algorithms. And the edge is a machine learning models, not a machine learning algorithms. Actionable insights, visualization, dashboard, human machine interactions. And here's some advantage of the edge computing. Edge computing, speed is increase. Speed can, what is speed? Speed is increase, then reduce the latency. Reduce the latency means, reduce latency is the primarily benefit of the edge and fog computing. Data does not necessarily need to be the cloud for the processing, as the sum of the compute can be performed near the data source for the time. And reduce the latency, then the response time is also reduced. Response time reduced means, with the reduction in the network latency, real time application will benefits from the improve the response time and the greater benefits, greater overall user experience. And here's the reliability is increased, random issues is in reduce, the complaints issues is reduced, hacking issues are you reduced, random issues are reduced. uh, and there's a disadvantage of the edge computing. What is disadvantage? This is a disadvantage where the edge computing is not work so well. So it is the operation cannot be extended in IT and OT teams. It cannot perform resource pooling. It interconnection through the properties networks with the custom security, little interoperabilities. It is limited to smaller number of peripheral layers. And there is some applications of edge computing. Application of edge computing, like smart cities also using the edge computing. There is using the IoT devices use, because edge, all of the devices are enabled with IoT enables, and data is faster processing. So we use the edge computing in futures. Manufacturing, healthcare, augmented reality devices, AI virtual assistant, and the financial services, gaming, healthcare, and retail. Low level of latency are vital for a great digital customer experience. Has And there is a future directions of edge computing future direction, like edge to cloud data exchange capability. Like we are exchange the data between the cloud and the end user. We middle use via the edge computing. Common on edge data exchange capabilities, streaming, data analytics, and marketing frameworks, and the batch frameworks and APIs, control rolling, versioning, upgrading of application, status of application monitoring, and the ad hoc cloud dashboard. Cloud based developments of edge computing application. And the marketing field, we are using the edge computing features. The edge computing is evolving rapidly as the great numbers of things are getting IoT enables. And as per marketing research firms, great view research firms, edge computing would reach the 3.224 billions in 2025. So edge computing is very good futures and future experience, because they improve the reliability, faster response, and the users interact with the data. Data is fasterly use the data, because of the middle way, the cloud and the data customer, we use the edge computing. The data is already in fetching by the edge, because edge is in between the cloud and the end user. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you.